ladies, and welcome to your August collage sheet video. I cannot believe it is August. I cannot believe we have 4 months until the end of the year. I feel like it was January last week and we're all like all fresh and new and all that sort of stuff, but where is time going? Like, it has been 6 months since I had my surgery in February, and that is like mind-blowing to me. But it is crazy how fast this year is going. But you're all here to see collage sheets, not hear me babble on about the sands of time. So, as you guys know, your calendar your calendar for the month of August was this little owl. Hold on, I'm just gonna grab the original. So there's the original, and there is the finished one. You got a Sunday start and a Monday start in your files, and I have also included her singly on her own, smaller, in your collage sheets. But if you are wanting her with the wreath in this size on her own with no calendar, I have added that as a sort of extra download for you guys. I have named, it's not like, it doesn't have page 1, page 2 like your collage sheet does. It literally is just a single file on her own, and that's purely if you wanted to have her with the wreath at this large size but no calendar below her. So I've done that for you as well. So I've kind of given you bits and pieces of everything. So let's get started. You have, I think, 9 sheets this month. 9, yeah, I think so. I have to count. So I'm gonna grab them out. I actually haven't got my copies done. Hubby has been working serious hours in the last week. He's been gone early in the morning, late at night, so I haven't had a chance to go and get mine printed. And today was the last chance I could get it done, but I couldn't get to Officeworks in time, and I was like, right, it's more important to get the video done so that you guys can have your sheets, but I am going to get mine printed tonight so that I can do a couple of videos playing with them. So let me put these ones to the back because I want to show you those ones yet. Let's get started. You have your 3x4 calendar, as always. That has been a request that you guys get a smaller version of your calendars for your smaller planners, so I always pop that in there. There is quite a lot of quotes this month because I've been really drawn to quotes, and especially with the florals, which you'll see as a huge theme in this month's collage sheets. The bouquet of flowers from my birthday has been completely rocking my world, and the $15 Girl's got a video all about chasing your obsessions and how obsessions can translate and transform into so much different work, and to look inside yourself for an obsession that you want to chase. And those flowers have definitely been something I've chased hard this month. They have inspired me. They have triggered creative blazes within me. So the video on obsessions is a really good watch. I'm actually considering letting it out to all the levels of patrons, not YouTube, but just all the inkies, instead of just the $15 girls, because I think sometimes we look for inspiration in the wrong places. We look to other people, we look to other artists, and that's all well and good, but sometimes it's really fantastic to look within and find something that's unique about you, that you're obsessed about, that you're passionate about, and just deconstruct it, reinvent it, just really get totally obsessed all over again and see how that obsession can take you to different places. So I'm considering releasing that to all levels of the inkies because I think it's a interesting one to watch. There's also a speed paint at the end using the flowers as well. But yeah, chasing obsessions has been the theme for my month, and those flowers have definitely done that for me. So this month there is try not to compare your insides to other people's outsides. All the quote letterings this month have been by our resident letterer, Sian. She lettered a few things for me for our collage sheets, which I am very, very grateful for. One day I hope to be able to letter my own quotes for our sheets, but until that day, when I need lettering done, Sian is my girl. And I have also included a few of the craft colored brown girls for this month. There was so much love for the brown girls in last month's sheets. There has been an outpouring of gratitude for doing those, especially for the girls of color. I know it's really hard sometimes when artists are continually making their illustrations with pale-skinned girls, and I totally get it. With two biracial kids of my own, I was silly to think that I wasn't doing enough. And so I've seen how much those girls were used last month over and over and over again, and so I decided that I would keep continuing to add some other toned skins into my collage sheets so that I'm trying to reach a wider range of you. I know that it doesn't really matter what kind of skin tone, but sometimes it really does. So I am humbled to be able to make these girls and have them loved and adored and printed multiple times to be in your journals constantly. So every month I will do my very, very best to have maybe one or two other skin tones within my collage sheets, and that is a promise, and I intend to keep it. And this little creature was in my journal. I've created her out of a swatch, and I was asked to include her in the journal, not the journal spread, the collage sheets, which I was very happy to do. I have just put a graphic print over my writing. When I read through what I wrote, it's literally me trying to decide what to pack in my backpack. So it's nothing sinister, deep, bitchy, depressed, excited. It is literally me going, what should I pack for my weekend away? And I laughed at myself for covering it up, but I'm just like, I'll just do it anyway. And then when I read what I wrote, I'm like, you are such a dork. So it may look really important under there, but it's not. It's literally me trying to work out what to pack for my weekend away at my parents' place. So no tea to be spilt here. So there are those for this month. Then we have some more quotes, and I've got never let a stumble in the road be the end of your journey. This is actually my photograph. A lot of my photography is in these sheets this month, especially with the flowers. This was coming home from Inverell. It is actually this picture here, and I inverted and funkified the colors to be a bit more me, and I actually used it in the first day of my morning pages. So that's it there in tip-in form. So I thought that was a good quote to think about. Courage is being scared to death and saddling up anyways. Now, as you guys know, there is a card that I keep from Patricia that is kind of like my talisman. She sent it to me right before my surgery when I was at literal breaking point, and it has been one of my most cherished items that I carry around with me to date. It is always on my desk. It is actually beside my bed at the moment. I don't know what it is. I don't know how. It's got magical goddamn powers, but I love that quote so much that I wanted to incorporate it into the collage sheets, but in my own way with a twist. So I've used some of my florals and also cyan lettered this as well. I have my lettering down here of the days of the week. I laughed at it. I had a gap to fill and I really did want to draw something. I was at the end of my creative rope, so I just threw in some of my dodgy handwriting for you. You can see it's nothing compared to Cyan's, but it made me laugh. Write in your journal. This is kind of a nudge towards the morning pages girls. I know that you guys are doing really well and I'm super proud of you, and we're all in this together if you're doing morning pages. So that's just a little nudge to keep writing. Just a little bit of a scan out of one of my junk journals. I thought it would be a cool journal photo for you guys. Even I'm interested in using this in my journal. This is years and years old. Picture of my dirty paint cup, just layers and stuff like that. This sort of stuff is like my favorite sort of stuff to use, so I thought I'd just pop it in. Another gap filler actually. And then one more quote which says, you will never influence the world by being just like it. And that is also a picture of my flowers. Like I said, the flowers are pretty strong in this month's collage sheets, and that's okay because everyone's been obsessed with them with me. Next up we have two more craft color girls. This one was in the speed paint for the Obsessions video, a little floral bouquet. Laurie, I promised this little doodle in my journal like 3 or 4 months ago, maybe longer. and I kept forgetting to actually get it into the collage sheets, and I remember her even commenting on it last month, wondering where it was, and so I had to make sure that I included this, and I've just doubled it up to make it a funky side page border for you. Little creature on craft cardstock. You can color him in. I left him as is. Craft, even though it's beautiful to draw on and looks fantastic, sometimes it's a real biatch to edit. So I did have quite a hard time with these two, especially since there was no color to sort of tone down the craft. So they do look a little bit grainy, but I kind of love how this one looks. I was going to shade her, but I decided to let you guys shade her however you wish. Give her whatever color hair and stuff that you wanted to do. I really love how she looks. One of my faves. Also, this guy is one of my faves because, you know, creatures are my favorite. These were actually created for myself, and I put a post up in the Facebook group and said if you would like them, you are welcome to them. I made them for me. I thought people would be so sick of the flowers, and I said majority would rule, and there was a resounding yes please. So I created these to put headers in my planner for like a monthly overview kind of thing, or a monthly wrap up in my journal. I didn't know, I just wanted to use the flowers because, like I said, obsession is strong this month. So I've done the rest of the year for you. I'm actually going to get these copied onto sticker paper, clear sticker paper, and probably a couple of sheets worth, one for my journal and one for my planner. So because no one's going to fussy cut that. Like, don't kid yourselves, guys. Sian might, because she's hardcore at fussy cutting. I don't fussy cut for no one. So clear sticker paper is where this is going, or transparency, and just staple it into your planner and journal. Now, I have given you two floral pages, and now I've done this because I have showed you guys the florals, or I've showed the $15 girls the florals on transparencies, and I am so flippin' obsessed. You don't even know. They literally look like their flowers are suspended in just suspended in air, all magical and beautiful. And I actually love the idea of using them. So what I've done with this one is I've put the same picture on both sides. So you literally could have a A5 dashboard if you wanted. Spin it, cut it down the middle, and you've got two single sheets to go in your A5. And I created them in case I wanted to cover up something that I had written, something that I didn't want people to see. Not that I'm ever very care factory about that sort of stuff, but I just thought that it would make a beautiful overlay in case you wanted to hide some of your writing. So you can just layer that in as a tip in, and it obscures the writing while still looking absolutely beautiful. So I've doubled both these, so there's two sets of the print in, so you can do it in a whole sheet or you can do it in half, but I just think on the acetate, the florals really stand out. I don't know what it is about them, but when I put them onto acetate, I lost my stuff in the middle of office work. So I was looking at them all gaga, love. So I've done two sheets of the florals plain out for you guys. Again, this was something I asked the Facebook group if they would want, and everyone said yes. So you have the florals to play with, to cut up, to journal. Like I said, I've been using them in the hair of some of my girls. I've been using, you know, the leaves to put like dates and stuff on, especially with the girls coming up to fall and winter. These are very much pulling that sort of vibe. Obsessed, guys. I think I've said the word obsessed way too much in this video, but it's true. I love them. I really love them. And I even have still got all the flowers in a pot above my head that I can look at all the time. So there is that. Don't need to put them there. Then we have this one. Again, I've got dust on mine. We have the leaves which look like antlers. I love them so much. I'm going to actually create some girls with leaf antlers, and I just had to put them in. They're actually two different branches, but when put together, they look like really hot antlers. So they went in, obsessed. There is your little owl on her own, small, so that you can have her in your journal as well if you don't want the planner portion of it with the calendar. I've also done some sketchy flowers and leaves. These leaves were in the calendar image that made up the wreath. I actually incorporated my own hand drawings into the floral photography as well to put my little spin on it. And I've also drawn, there were a huge amount of obsessions with the wings last month, so I've included 2 more sets of wings, a large and a small, for you guys to go nuts with, or they look like leaves. I actually drew them as leaves for something, but when I put them together, they just look like really cool wings. So I've let them be wings right there. And then 2 more pages to go. As you can see, there are no months, no numbers and no days, kind of. So what I have done is I have created 31 individual collages. Yes, I did it. I sat there a couple of days ago for 4.5 hours collaging single collages on cards, scanning them all in and making little dates. So you have the 1st of August to the 31st of August. Every single one is different. Every single one is unique. Now, the thing that I decided to do, if you are not a big fan of the whole date thing, Sian has lettered the days of the week down the side for you, and I've sized them down so that you can literally just cut these up and paste them over the dates. So even though these have August and stuff on them, they can be reused. Definitely can be reused. So I made it that way so that once August was over, I'm still going to use these. I am literally gonna layer something over, a piece of washi tape, or the days, anything, layer that over and bam. So the girls that have got morning pages and they're prepping, this is a really funky way to do it. This is the kind of thing that I've been doing for my morning pages. I have been putting the dates and things up here. Not there, of course. Of course, I try and show you one and there's never anything there. The dates and things like that, and I really enjoyed making little collages. Obviously, these ones are a lot more in depth than what I was doing, but I just made it easier for you guys. Also, you can use these in bullet journals. You can size them down, make them smaller, but they are reusable. So they're not just a one-time, August is over, they're done for. No, I'm definitely going to be reusing these. And I really love how they turned out. I'm actually considering cutting them up and turning them into tip-ins as well, because I spent a whole lot of time collaging these beautiful little quirky collages. They are done on Project Life cards and a buttload of little paper and little hand drawings and little bits and pieces. So I am so obsessed with them. It took me a long time. It was a labor of love, but you know, I get a bit carried away at collage sheet day. Hubby was flabbergasted when he saw them all. He's like, "What are you doing, you crazy woman?" And I said, being awesome, babe, being awesome. So they are there for you, so that will cover your month, your days and your numbers. I just wanted something a bit different. Sometimes I like to shake it up for my own benefit. Sometimes I even get bored doing the same thing over and over. So I thought this would be a nice little injection of color and creativity into your planners and your journals and your morning pages if you are doing them. I certainly will be using them over and over again because I am lazy and this makes the lazy bearable. And that, my loves, is absolutely everything for your collage sheets this month. I cannot wait to see what you do with the florals. I cannot wait to see what you do with the girls. Everything in here, I just get so excited watching you all use them in your stuff. I've seen the owl in so many Instagram pictures so far. I love seeing this stuff. Remember, if you are going to post something on social media, use the hashtag Inky Patreon Tribe. That's how other Inkies find you. It's like a badge of honor. So that is all from me. I've talked for 20 minutes. It's now time for me to go film my journal flip for YouTube, which you guys will get a preview to well before the world. Thank you so much for joining me for another month. I am so truly appreciative. My family is appreciative for all the support you guys have given me and continue to give me. Believe me, I don't take any of this very lightly. My Patreon is my love child. I absolutely adore what I do. I have fun. I love creating art for you guys, and I love lighting creative fires within you, and I hope to get to do that for a very long time if you'll have me. Have a wonderful August. Enjoy your collage sheets, and I'll see you guys really soon with a blog post. Bye! So I picked up those because you guys see my hands. I want to make sure that my hands look pretty. And then the other thing I picked up was this leaf bangle. Hubby bought this for me on the weekend from a jewelry store which I'm obsessed with, and because I can make it bigger or smaller, it will work just fine, and I love the way it jingles. So there's those. And creative clothing favorite, I wasn't going to do this, but I bought two things from Monster Threads that are quirky and unique, so I thought that I would show you guys. I went to the city on the weekend and hubby picked one of them and I picked the other. Hubby picked me this jumper. As you can see, it's quite big and pink. It's got some quirky characters on it. This guy's playing a piano. There's an elephant. There's an adorable sloth girl. There's so much love for this. There's a bear playing